Hey everybody, it's Chad here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about game analytics. Alright, so once you install game analytics into your game, or import into your project, it'll be under Window, Game Analytics, sorry. And then you want to do your setup wizard, get all your security keys imported from the website. Then here you want to add a system tracker and a heat map to your scenes, and then you want to attach a tracker to any object that you want to track. So in our game, we're only going to track the player, and that's about it for that. Now I'm going to go into each of these individually. We'll start with the system tracker, and here this use for subsequent level is if you have it doesn't destroy on load. So once you change the scene, it will actually stay in the next scene and the next scene after that. So you never have to you do not have to put one in every single scene. And then you can submit level transitions, your FPS, critical FPS points, and if it's less than specific things. It also sends data such as like graphical or system specs, so you know kind of like what kind of systems are behaving with your game. The GA heat, or I'll end with that heat map. But I'm gonna go to the player, which is actually the tracker. So you can track a target, you can disable it. This breadcrumb is it leaves a trail of where the player was walking. You can modify the interval. Then there's specific events, start on destroy, mouse down, when level is loaded. Obviously it's all written right there, black and white. So from here, I'm going to go to the heat map. So the heat map, when you first register your game, it takes about 24 hours for the data that you first send to the server to actually be there. And from what I understand, it updates every 12 hours, all the data that was sent to the server. But they do have a real-time one that takes about 15 minutes, but I'm not exactly sure how that works. So here, you can do your customization of colors and values and whatnot. You want to do update index, and it will load up all the areas, the build, and the events. So I'm just going to choose all builds, but we only have the one build. If you want to change the build, you have to go to this GA settings in your project folder, and you can modify the build value through there. But I'm not going to go in there because it has a private variable that needs to be kept secret. Alright, so once that index is updated, you can go to this, choose your area. So this scene is actually Chad. It's not the temple. The temple is our game designers. I'm going to mine because I want to load my data for my scene, not the other scenes. And then here we have the event. I'm going to go and I'm just going to do the breadcrumb of the player just so we can see where the player has been. And then you can choose your specific time frame if you want it to be only all days or just today or the past week. And from here, I'm going to do download Heatmap, and then it's going to pull it from the server. You can replace the old data, which will just, if I loaded up something like here, I have the death. So here, I have the deaths of all the players. So there's 4 deaths in this scene. And here it says the 4 samples. And I'm going to download my heat map, and I'm just going to replace these old ones. You can also add it or subtract them from the old ones. So I'm just going to replace it, and there you see that we loaded up the data, and you can see exactly where the player was. So the player only went that one direction, as you can see. Now, if you want to set up a custom event for your to send up to the servers, you just have to, you go here. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I've had to record this a few times already. So you go to this GA API design new event, but you can also do different events inside of here. So archive, business, debugging, design, error, anything. So it also helps you find with bugs with your code or with other things. So I have the string is the name of the event and its time zone, and then I have the room name. So it's just a trigger zone, and it's gonna have its own name so that we know which zone it was specifically. And then this is just so we know which variable it was. And then I'm gonna send it the time, which here player enters the room, and it's gonna start sending that data or adding time to the timer. And then as soon as they leave, it sends that time up to the server, and it also sends the position of when they exited this trigger zone. And then I reset the time back to 0 so that if they come back in, then it's back to 0. It doesn't add extra time. And then we can average that data out. So if I go here, oops, sorry. So if I go into this project here, now it doesn't matter. But when you're inside your game analytics area, you can create a custom dashboard, and you could take these events and you can make an average, or you can have a chart and get all your data. Just go play around with it online. It's pretty nice. And you can even import your terrains and stuff into the web version, and you can see it on the web. And that's about it. I hope you guys had a good time listening to this, and if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get back to you. Alright, bye.